on it. If you want somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11. That the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's
Pick up the goddamn phone!
tech. That the 2016 election, the one that Trump won for sure, was also one that was stolen from him by the national security establishment. God is real.
There are two genders. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to man.
What's going on, everyone? Sauce King here today, and we got Vivek taking over the Twitter Spaces again. Oh, before I get into the video, shout out to DV. This is where I got the intro from. I'll leave a link to the description as always. I don't want to be, I'm not trying to be a certain Harvard president that plagiarizes, but I give credit to where credit's due. But let's get back into the story. So Vivek, Turning Point USA, he decides to go off and just tells Van Jones to shut the F up at Turning Fest. Now, disclaimer, if you got kids around, I'm playing the whole video unedited because I don't believe in censorship, but that's just giving you a fair warning before I go into the next clip in 3, 2, 1. Let's check out Vivek and what he had to say at Turning Point AmeriFest. Let's take a look.
So I say that on that last debate stage to a bunch of Republicans that are shaking in their boots. These are the things you're not supposed to say in the Republican Party even today. And then you get the mainstream media. You got this character, Van Jones, on CNN afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut the fuck up. At a certain point, just shut the fuck up. Van Jones at CNN. We're done with it.
I just love when these CNN anchors or these liberal journalists, they think anything they don't agree with, somehow it's dangerous. It's a threat to democracy. You see how the framing game works? These people feel like they're owed to control your perception of how you're supposed to perceive things. Oh, he's a demagogue. How are you not a demagogue, Van Jones? Or did you just what did Vivek say that was so dangerous? God is real. Right? There's many people in this country that believe God is real. Muslim, Christian, Hindu. How is that dangerous? Right? There's people out there who believe that your so-called reverse discrimination is discrimination. How is that a dangerous idea? Capitalism is a good system. How is that a dangerous idea? See, anything that doesn't, perpetuate power for the Democratic Party, Van Jones says it's dangerous. You see the framing here? And this is why I don't get caught up with these people. And all it is, when you hear these talking heads on the internet, the same way you hearing my opinion on the internet, that's how I take a lot of these people in mainstream media. And I think that's the appropriate assumptions, the appropriate view that we should have about these people. That, they're just expert. I mean, if you're a sports guy like I was, when these ESPN talking heads were used to talk about, the Lakers are a favorite to win the championship, still hasn't happened yet. I mean, it happened before, but that didn't count, right? The 2020 didn't count, right? And you start realizing, hey, I kind of know more than the guys they putting on here on these talking head shows. Like, what are they talking about here? What do you mean Jokic shouldn't be MVP and you give it to Joel Embiid? Huh? You just robbed that man of a MVP because he happened to be a white man. Kendrick Perkins. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a uproar over the possibility that a white European dude will win MVP multiple times in a row. Right? But that's what happened. You know, NBA is 74% black. That's not very representative, but nothing's wrong with that. That's diverse, according to these people. 74% of a race dominates an industry, is diverse. Another race of people that's 74% of an industry that's not diverse. We need more representation. I'm talking about the Asians, by the way. And this is how exactly you get a country that ends up becoming divided, right? President candidate Vivek Ramaswamy suggests that on Sunday that CNN commentator Van Jones should just shut the F up in response to Jones labeling him a brash Republican demagogue. Ramaswamy, who is vying for the GOP nomination for president in 2024, offered the brash suggestion for the cable news personality after Jones said on air he was shaking during the fourth debate. Like, imagine a man say, I'm literally shaking right now. It sounds like a liberal female, no? Ramaswamy spoke because he felt like he was watching the rise of an American demagogue. This is a quote from Van Jones. Jones also called the tech entrepreneur a very, very despicable person whose talking points during the debate was one step away from Nazi propaganda. See, this is the kind of thing, and I've been on this. I've been trying to push this point that a lot of these mainstream media, corporate media, television, entertainment, I'm starting to think of it as a form of dumbing down the population in a way. Because look, one step from Nazi propaganda. They train you to negatively react to these words, and all they use is these words and phrases. But they don't give you an example. They don't give you an analogy of how what he's saying could be Nazi propaganda. And anyway, is it Nazi? Is it propaganda? Let's focus on that. Is what Vivek say propaganda? Or he's just advocating for his views? He's a Republican candidate. He's advocating for his views. He's advocating that society should value these things, should facilitate these things, should embrace these things. But you're calling it propaganda. How's what Van Jones not doing propaganda? You're trying to propaganda a group of people to demonize another group of people. Oh, look at these people. These are Nazis. When Nazism is of your political persuasion, Van Jones. Hitler was a socialist, Van Jones. If you look at the Nazi platform, a lot of the Nazi platform was on there, what they wanted to do in government, and they did do in government. A lot of these democratic socialists are pushing today in our country. So who really is one step away from Nazi propaganda? The left or the right? Right? And it is a common tactic of socialists, right? Socialists been saying this all the time. You repeat a lie often enough, and eventually the people will believe it to be true. I believe this is what Van Jones' job is to do. I believe this is the job of most mainstream media. This is why a lot of you journalists are liberal. This is y'all playbook. Project onto the enemy what you are guilty of. Common tactic of the left. But at a certain point, liberals, conservatives get tired of you guys trying to characterize us as villains, devils, the bad guys. Instead of the reality of what we're saying is we're just someone that have a different view. And like I always say, I always end this off. Liberals only believe that liberals believe you have every right to be a liberal and nothing else. That's what liberals push. Look, that's what Van Jones push. You believe if you have an alternative worldview, you have an alternative approach to healthcare, how to get us out of the economy, right? The fate of the welfare state. If you have a different view on these things, you're a demagogue. You're an enemy. You're a villain. You're one step away from Nazi propaganda, right? You liberals, you're starting to lose the argument because y'all starting not to have anything. All y'all seem to be is bullies, cry bullies, whine bullies. You just want to smear people into whatever name of the month you find today. You've been calling people racist so many times that racism has lost it has lost its meaning in our culture today. Liberals, you did that. You became the racist who cried race. Liberals, oh, that's racist. You said a truth that paints black people in a negative light. And the conservatives like, is it true or not? You're a demagogue. You're pushing racist propaganda. That's the game y'all guys are playing. And you wonder why these negative connotations are losing weight in our society today. Because liberals have been liberal, see what I did there, with the word so much that it has lost its weight, its power. And now you can't shut down the truth, or you can't shut down a valid critique or a valid argument just because you don't like the way it sounds or you don't like the way it looks. I'll end it off with this. Like, it seems like nowadays, it seems like the many people on the left just want to look good, but they don't actually want to do anything that's actually good. It seems like they just want to use good as a means of controlling people to do what they want to do. And I think a lot of people ain't having it today, and you're starting to see that in the polls. You're starting to see that with how just a lot of people feel about like people of the left. People are starting to be less tolerant of people on the left because they're starting to realize that the people on the left bully them using sympathy, using emotion, using guilt. And a lot of people are going to stop feeling guilty about themselves. So I think if the left was smart, they'll start actually asking valid questions, actually make valid arguments, instead of trying to frame things in a way to try to make it seem like, oh no, you have to be crazy not to think like me. And I think it's just stemming from self-centeredness. But I'm done rambling, guys, I promise. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you feel Vivek on this one. You feel like it was too strong, too brash, as the New York Post will have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll really be interested to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I really do appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.